Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to record a quick update today. First, I've got this really cool prophecy that I want to talk to you about, found in the book of Esther, that might have pointed to something really big. I definitely want to talk about that, and then hang around because at the end I have some announcements to make. So this isn't a typical sharpening report episode. This is just a quick kind of update video that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So let's just get right into it. So there are obviously hidden prophecies all throughout the Bible, and these come through in different ways and are deciphered using a variety of methods. And one such hidden prophecy can be found in an often overlooked book of the Bible. So the book of Esther tells of an enemy that wished for the annihilation of all Jews. So Esther 3:13 reads, and the letters were sent by posts into all the king's provinces to destroy and kill and cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey. Now, besides being a really fascinating account, there is also a prophecy, I believe, hidden within the original text of this account. So, the book of Esther tells of the Jews' victory over Haman and his 10 sons in really specific detail, which is where this hidden prophecy can be found. So let's go through Esther 9, 5 through 14, and then I'm going to point out some things. So it starts off, thus the Jews smote all their enemies with the stroke of the sword, and slaughter and destruction, and did what they would unto those that hated them. And in Shushan, the palace of the Jews, slew and destroyed 500 men, and Parshandatha, and Delphone, and Aspatha, and Poratha, and Adalia, and Aridatha, and some of these names are hard to pronounce, and Parmashta, and Erisai, and Eridai, and Bejazatha, the 10 sons of Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the enemy of the Jews, slew they, but on the spoil laid they not their hand. On that day, the number of those that were slain in Shushan the palace was brought before the king. And the king said unto Esther the queen, the Jews have slain and destroyed 500 men in Shushan the palace, and the 10 sons of Haman. What have they done in the rest of the king's provinces? Now, what is thy petition? And it shall be granted to thee. Or what is thy request further? And it shall be done. Then said Esther, if it please the king, let it be granted to the Jews which are in Shushan to do tomorrow also according unto this day's decree, and let Haman's 10 sons be hanged upon the gallows. And the king commanded it so to be done. And the decree was given at Shushan, and they hanged Haman's 10 sons. Okay, so to minimize confusion here, let's just break this passage down in order of prophetic importance and first mention. So we're first told that the Jews defeated their enemies, which totaled to 500 men, and that's from Esther 9, 5 through 6. Next, the names of Haman's 10 sons are listed, and we're told that they were defeated as well, and that's in Esther 9, 7 through 10. We're then told that the king was informed of the number of those defeated, that's Esther 9, 11. Next, the king asked Esther what request she had and promised to grant it to her. That's Esther 9:12. Lastly, and quite strangely, we'll get to why in just a moment, Esther requested that tomorrow let Haman's 10 sons be hanged upon the gallows. Now, remember, we were already told the 10 sons' names and that they were already vanquished. So, and the king made good on his promise by commanding that to be done. And so it was. That's Esther 9:13. Now that word morrow, it could it comes from the word the Hebrew word mahar, and it could either mean just tomorrow, which is probably what it meant, but there's another meaning that's like a time to come. So Queen Esther, and the reason that again that request seems so strange is because these 10 sons were already killed; they were already vanquished. So why hang them the next day? Now, the obvious answer is probably, just to make a public statement about, anti-Semitism and like, don't come against the Jews because this will happen to you. And that's probably what it was. At that time, in that moment, that's probably all it was. But what's interesting about that word, mahar, is there might be something prophetic because it can also mean a time to come. So there might have been something prophetic about this. Um, so it's possible, whether she knew it or not, that she may have been prophesying that this same kind of thing would happen again at some point in the future, a time to come. Uh, so again, I don't think that's like implicit in the text or anything. I think this is just one of those types or shadows that we can look at. And we can find further evidence of this by looking at the original Hebrew text and how the names of Haman's sons were listed out in Esther 7 through 9. So there are 4 Hebrew letters actually in the original text that stand out in this list of names of Haman's 10 sons. One 3 of the letters are noticeably smaller than normal, whereas 1 is much larger in the original text. So the 3 Hebrew letters that are smaller are the Tav in Parshandatha, the Shin in Parmashta, the Zayin in Be'ezatha. I don't know if that, I guess that would be pronounced as a Y. Be'ezatha. And the larger Hebrew letter is the Vav in Be'ezatha. Now, in the Hebrew language, each letter of the Hebrew alphabet has a numeric value. And the study and calculation of these numeric values to gain deeper insight is called Gematria. And when we add up the numeric values of the 4 Hebrew letters that were unusually sized in the original text of the list of Haman's son, we come up with the number 5707, which corresponds to a Hebrew calendar year. And the year 1946 AD would be the same as the Hebrew year 5707, according to the Hebrew calendar. And of course, this depends on which calendar you're using, because some things can be a little different. But it seems through this revelation that we are given a year for the judgment of Haman's future sons. It's like kind of like a type or a shadow or a veiled prophecy. Now, the 7th day of Sukkot, or the Feast of Tabernacles, is called Hoshana Rabbah. And interestingly enough, Hoshana Rabbah is the last of the days of judgment. The Feast of Tabernacles is outlined in Leviticus 23:33 through 44. So going along with this trend in the days of judgment, this gives us an exact date of the judgment to be carried out. The 7th day of Sukkot in the Hebrew year 5707 would equate to October 16th, 1946. Now, the amazing thing is that on October 16th, 1946, 10 leading Nazis were hanged in Nuremberg, Germany, for their crimes against the Jewish people. There were originally 23 that were on trial. 11 were sentenced, and 1 committed suicide before the sentencing was carried out, leaving 10 that were hanged. Even though the sentencing was carried out by a military tribunal, they did not end up choosing a normal form of execution, such as by firing squad. Instead, they chose for the execution to be done by hanging, again, fitting right in with Queen Esther's request. Now, it's traditionally believed that the German Nazis were of direct descendants of Amalek, thereby making them literal and biological sons of Haman in that sense. And this could be the case, and it's definitely a valid viewpoint. I don't know for sure. But even if that wasn't the case, the 10 executed Nazis still could have been considered as sons of Haman because they were clearly tied in with the same type of Antichrist spirit as the original 10 sons of Haman. Now, this amazing and in-depth prophecy shows us a clear link between Haman's 10 sons and the Nazi regime, as well as establishes the legitimacy and accuracy of the Bible. Haman's 10 sons and the Nazi regime were both led by the spirit of Antichrist, obviously. When the biblical notion of the spirit of Antichrist is fully understood, and again, not to be confused with the biblical end-time figure known as the Antichrist, we actually find evidence of this not only found within the Esther prophecy. Further evidence can be found by just looking at the actions of Haman's 10 sons and Hitler's Nazis. Both wanted the utter destruction of the Jewish people and attempted to carry this out within their own time period. hatred of the Jews and the want for their destruction is a clear characteristic of the spirit of Antichrist. I mean, the Bible tells us, who denies Jesus as the Son, who denies Jesus, that's the spirit of Antichrist. That's an Antichrist spirit. Well, Jesus was Jewish, no wonder the enemy hates the Jews so much. They still have some promises that need to be fulfilled. And now there is much more that could be said about this Esther prophecy. The information and strange occurrences surrounding this prophecy easily could fill a book of its own. But what I wanted to just present here is just some basic information about it. However, if you want to look into it on your own, I would highly encourage everybody viewing to study this out further. And of course, if you want more information about this kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you're watching it on YouTube or Rumble. Turn on all notifications. And the best thing you can do, where you'll get full videos of everything, is go to dailyrenegade.com. And that leads me to the announcement section. So first, I want to know what you guys think about that Hitler-Haman kind of connection. Do you think there's something there? Do you have more to add? Do you think it's just grasping at straws? I'm curious to know what you think. But in the meantime, I want to announce that finally the wait is over. The new website for Daily Renegade is up and running right now. So the way that we have it set up, the old Daily Renegade website, I've made that public, and to get the link, you got to be a member. But the old website houses a lot of the older videos. So I've got a lot of videos on YouTube, and I have something like over 500 videos on Daily Renegade. And our previous web provider, Wix, was just a nightmare. I mean, it's not only is it difficult to use, but their customer service isn't that great. I think out of all of the times I've reached out to them, I got one person who I thought might actually care about what was going on and seemed pleasant. But but with Wix, they have a storage cap where you can only store so much, and that's why we've had to do like 720p videos, which, if you don't know, it's a lower quality of video that most people don't even really use anymore. But it makes the file smaller, so I can fit more videos onto it. So I've been wanting to switch from Wix to something else for a really long time, and we finally done it. It costs money. That was the main reason, is we had to raise money for it. But it finally happened, and we are now with Uscreen, whose customer service is just phenomenal. I mean, like, out of any business I've ever interacted with, I don't know if anybody has better customer service than Uscreen. I mean, they have been great. Not only that, but they don't count their storage by megabytes, by space. They count it by minutes. So right now we can have up to 9,000 minutes. I have right now I have 6 or 7 or 8 videos on there right now, and we've only accounted for like maybe 500 minutes. So we got a ways to go. But that doesn't mean that members don't have access to everything. You absolutely do, because if you're a member, there's a page that says Daily Renegade Vault, and you can click on that and click on the link, and it'll actually take you to an open version and a very stripped down but open version of the old website that has all the older videos. And so what we're going to have to do for a little while we raise some more funds, because I want to upgrade the account, I want to get us a phone app and a TV app, because that would be great. So what we're going to have to do is, once I reach that 9,000 minute limit, which will take a while, I think my wife Christina and I, we calculated it, and it was like, if I only do one video a week, it'll take 2 years to fill that up. So we got some time. But I do want to do more update videos like this and stuff. And I got inspired by that, because I see my very good friend Eli Marzulli. He does this all the time. He's constantly doing video updates and stuff that aren't necessarily a part of any show. It's just an update video. And the last one that I did that with, just a couple of days ago, absolutely blew up. I mean, that I got more views on that than any video like in recent memory. And so I don't know what went so right with that video. I have no idea because actually the audio was a little janky. It wasn't that great of an angle. Like the lighting wasn't good. Like, but I know most of you guys, you don't care about that. You just want the information. And so actually, you know, you could help me out if you did watch that video, and you know, if you liked it better than my other videos, can you leave a comment and let me know what about that worked so well that maybe some of my other ones don't? Because I want to you know, I want to learn so I can provide the best possible content for you guys. Um, but anyway, so at dailyrenegade.com, if you become a member, you'll have access to the vault. So you'll have access to literally everything. The only reason that we have the vault is only for storage. And once we get to the point, and also Wix is so difficult, there's no way to transfer 500 videos over to a new site without doing it individually, one by one. And so I would have to download the video, which their download option doesn't always work. It's really frustrating. I mean, basically every aspect of how that what that company provides has been infuriating to me. But I would have to download. I would have to either do this myself or hire somebody, which I don't have the money to do that. So I'd have to do this myself. Download each video, re-upload it myself to Uscreen, and then input all of the title information, thumbnail, all of that. Um, and I would have to do that over 500 times, and I don't have time for that. So until a better option comes along, Wix is going to hold our older videos, but all the new ones, dailyrenegade.com. And if you go on there and check it out, you're going to love it. I mean, and I want to make a plea to those of you who have canceled their memberships because the old website, the old Wix website, was just too difficult to manage. Believe me, I get it. I share your frustration. I totally understand. That's why we moved to Uscreen. And I'm asking you if you would please consider giving us another chance because this new website works beautifully. You can find videos easy. One of the biggest problems with the Wix website, the old website, no video had its own URL, which means no video had a link where if somebody said, hey, I'm looking for this video, where can I find it? I can't just send a link and say, oh, it's right here. I can send a link to a page that has 500 videos on it, and there's really no way to search for it. There's no way to, this Wix is not very good. And everybody found that frustrating. I did too. There was a lot I really didn't like about it. So that is no longer the case with Uscreen. So I'm asking if you canceled your membership because the website was too difficult to deal with. I completely 100% understand. I don't blame you at all. I would have done the same thing. But now that we have it upgraded, I'm praying that, you know, I'm just asking you, you know, pray about it. Consider giving us another chance. You can head over to dailyrenegade.com right now, and you can actually see before you buy. It won't let you view any videos, but you can actually see what the player looks like. You can see what the pages look like. You can see everything. That was another thing I didn't like about Wix. Like they don't let you preview the site until you sign up. But it's really easy. I mean, the video side of it works pretty much exactly like YouTube. You got a video right there. You got sliders below that have all the videos. You can search for videos. You can and if you can't find a video, you can contact me and I can give you the link. There, like every video has its own URL. But the other exciting thing about it is there's a community tab now, and it basically we have within the Daily Renegade website we have like our own YouTube and our own Facebook. So there's a community tab, which is like our Daily Renegade social media site, where we get to all, and it works exactly like Facebook. We get to post. You can post pictures, comments. You can also comment on videos, just like on YouTube. I have the option now, and let me know if this is something you guys would be interested in. I have show notes for every video that I do. I have the option that I can attach a PDF of the show notes to the video, so then you guys, members of the site, can download that PDF and read the show notes. And if that's something that you're interested in, if that's what you want, let me know and I'll do it. It's actually pretty easy to do on my end. Um, but yeah, so there's a social media part of it, the Facebook part of it, basically, and it's awesome. So we can all communicate with each other. And this is what I've been trying to build for years. I've really wanted a community, like a safe community that we don't have to worry about censorship, where we can all interact with each other, and we can really fellowship. I mean, we are technically an LLC. We're not a church, and the reason is all of the 501c3 stuff that I don't want to deal with. I don't want the government telling me what I can and can't talk about. So, and that's why Daily Renegade was invented in the first place. It was to get out of the censorship stuff. Because YouTube was deleting our videos, deleting entire channels. I had a channel that had 70 or 80,000 subscribers, and YouTube deleted the whole thing. And I had to start over with, if you're viewing this on YouTube, this is the channel I had to start over with. And this was years ago, and still I'm only at 24,000 subscribers. Um, so we do get censored really heavily, and that's why Daily Renegade was created. So if you want a place like that in a community, and you're not going to have to worry about trolls on the social media aspect of it because it's only for paying members. Um, and just trolls are pathetic. They are not going to spend their own money to go and troll somebody. Like they're not going to do it. Um, but if they do, it is really easy for me to issue them a refund and boot them out of the site. So it's no problem at all. I'm really, really excited about this. This is what I've been trying to build for years. So if you're interested in that, if you want full videos to every Sharpening Report episode and early access, if you're a member right now, I have the next two Sharpening Report episodes up. There's an episode on there that people on YouTube, they're not going to get until February 21st, and even then, it's only like the first half. And again, because of censorship issues. So if that kind of thing interests you, go check out dailyrenegade.com. Check it out, see if you like it, and please sign up. Now you can either do $10 a month or $100 a year, and if you can do it, I highly suggest $100 a year because you get 2 months for free that way. And essentially, I mean, if you're paying month by month, you're going to pay $120 over the course of a year. If you just do the yearly subscription, then you get $20 off. So that's a good deal. Also, for existing members, and I just want to make sure I make this clear, we've sent out emails and we've done everything we can to let everybody know. But just in case somebody's confused about this, so because I was going through Wix and PayPal, there was no way to transfer members over on our end, on me and Uscreen's end. So what that means is we all existing active members, we've added you, but you're only added until the end of your next payment cycle. So if you're a monthly member, that might be a few days or a couple weeks or something. If you're yearly, it might be a few months. But all it means is when the end of your billing cycle comes up, you just got to put in your payment information again. That's it. That's all it is. So really easy, not that big of a deal. And then you're in forever. So the other thing too is hopefully you guys got my email. Many of you got emails saying that you've been canceled from Daily Renegade, and some people were like confused about that. And I did send an email out explaining it, but basically what it is, you're canceled from the old site because I don't want both websites charging you. You know, if you're paying $10 a month, I don't want you to have to pay $20 a month and get double charged. So we had to cancel all the memberships on the Wix website to make that open, to make that the Daily Renegade Vault. And then, so your active subscription is active on the new website, and you should have received an email with login instructions, with like a temporary password and how everything works. You guys should have got that email. If not, check your spam folder, check all your folders. It should be in there. And then you'll have access to it right now, and if you've been paying, and then just when your billing cycle comes up, you'll just have to put in your information in one more time. You don't have to do this every month or every year. It's just this one time, so Uscreen knows who you are and can charge you accordingly. So don't freak out if you get an email that your membership's been canceled. It's the old Wix website. You want that to be canceled. because you don't want to be double charged. So that's all that is. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Well, future plans for Daily Renegade. So now we have the website, like, and it's working, and it really is beautiful. I mean, you got to check it out. Even if you're not interested in getting a subscription, just go look at it. I mean, it looks great. It's really easy to navigate. Um, we'll be able to do higher quality videos. I can start doing 1080p now since they count minutes and not storage space. If I really wanted to, I could do 4K, but there's really no reason to do that with this kind of video format. But what it does mean is if I make some documentaries on my own, and this is something that I've been wanting to do, if I make some documentaries on my own, I can offer them at Uscreen either for free or for a discounted price for members only. Like there's so many possibilities that Uscreen offers. It's great. So for the future, this is only the first step. What we want to do next, we really want to upgrade to get a phone app and a TV app, which means that on your TV you would be able to just have a Daily Renegade channel, and you wouldn't have to deal with your phone or your desktop computer, laptop, whatever you're viewing it on now, because right now it is only a website, but you can go to your phone and go dailyrenegade.com and it works beautifully. I mean, it just looks so nice. I've been using it just for fun ever since I got it. The social media thing works. I mean, it really works. You got to go to the web address, so it's not an app, but once you're there, it works just like an app. Also, I know a lot of people on the old website were having trouble logging in because you would log in and you would have to wait 30 seconds for it to finally bring you into the site. That's all done and over with. That is a thing of the past. Uscreen, it's just instant. So I'm very, very, very happy with Uscreen. But what we want to do going forward is have a phone app and a TV app available to you guys. So that's our next goal. It does cost some more money, so we do need some more subscriptions. So please, tell your friends, tell your family, and if you are a member, check out the social media part. It's just under the community tab. Like, check that out and talk to us. We've already been having conversations. I'm on there a lot, so it's easy to interact with me directly if that's something that you want to do. But I mean, you can create your own profile. It's really nice. It's just like Facebook. So I think that's about it for announcements. Well, I mean, I'm more of a personal side. In case anybody didn't hear in the last video, I've accepted a job position at Prophecy Watchers, so I'm going to be going there in about a month. And please keep us in prayer to find a house there. I think today we might have found a rental that may work. We have a big family. Me and my wife have 5 kids together, so we need at least a 4-bedroom, and even a 4-bedroom, to be honest. We're in a 4-bedroom right now, and even that's a little cramped, but we can make it work. But because we need because we need 4 bedrooms, the prices are a little bit more steep, so we're trying to see what we can afford. We're probably going to start out renting, I think, and do that for a year, a couple years maybe, and until we buy something that'll be more permanent. But keep us in prayer about that God sends us the right house and also sends us the right buyer for our current house. Because one thing that I'm worried about is if we don't sell this house quickly, that we would have a mortgage payment and a rental payment, and I can't afford that. So please keep us in prayer. Keep Daily Renegade in prayer. Daily Renegade has been a big help for me and Christina personally, just to, as a side business. And again, the reason that we do it as an LLC, as a business, is because of the censorship issues and because I do not want the government telling me what I can and can't talk about. I don't want to do the 501c3 thing. I get why some ministries do that. I do understand. You got a big ministry like Prophecy Watchers, and there's reasons you need to do that. I get it. But Daily Renegade's pretty small. We don't need to do that. And with our current model, we can grow this to as big as we want together, and we'll never have to do 501c3. So I understand why some ministries have to do it. I'm not opposed to that. It's just for Daily Renegade. I don't want to do that. Um, so it's been really good to help us out with some extra income to be able to just support our family. And one of my main things, and the men out there probably will understand this. The women will too, because I mean, any good woman, loves a man that's like this. But I want to provide for my family, and I don't want my wife to have to work. I'm not saying she can't work. She can if she wants. She's an actress, and that's her passion. And I want to provide her the freedom to go and explore that. Um, I don't want her to have to do that. I don't want her. I don't ever want there to be a case where she has to think like, oh, if I don't get this part, like we're not going to be able to make rent. Like I don't want to do that. And this is a big part of our story. Um, when I was first starting out in ministry, when I had got it in my head that like, okay, I need to be in ministry. I was on disability for my bone disease, and Christina had to work like for years. She was like the sole breadwinner, and it killed me. I mean, I hated that. Uh, she did it, and she did amazing. Like she did phenomenal. But like as a man, it hurt me because it's like, man, this isn't how it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be taking care of her, and I couldn't. I really couldn't. And but she did that. She was already doing that, but she never complained about it. Um, when she married me, she knew that I had this incurable bone disease, and I did tell her. I said, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to work. I really don't. So and at the time, this was before my hip replacement. At the time, I said, chances are in like a few months or a year or maybe a couple of years, I'm going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life, and it's just going to go downhill from there. Praise God, that's not true. Like it didn't happen. But at the time, that's what the doctors were telling me. And she still married me anyway, and she knew that she might possibly be looking at a life of working jobs that she doesn't really love and not be able to follow her dreams. But uh, Christine is just awesome. If I talk too much about her, I'm going to start crying. But she's so loving, so kind, and is willing to do what needs to be done. But when I went through the and I've told this story a million times that I got out of New Age, and then I was kind of lost for a little while, and I prayed about it, and eventually God showed me L.A. Marzulli videos, and I mean it's a whole God thing. But through that time, Christina was supporting us financially, and then when I said I want to be an author, I mean those were what other wife when they hear from their husband, I want to be an author for a living. I mean it's uh, by worldly standards, it's laughable. You don't make any money. No new author, like no author makes any money. I mean, you got to be like Stephen King to even make anything. Um, that's not the kind of job that you get into for money. But I really felt it was God calling me to do that. I had already rededicated my life to Christ and renounced everything New Age, and I was just I there was just a passion there that I knew was right, and I knew it was a God thing, and it wasn't even a struggle. Like I just told her, and she said, "Okay, go for it. Then you do it." And she didn't give me a time limit. She's like, "Okay, well, try it for a year and see how it works out." There wasn't anything like that. It was just go for it, do it. And she gave me absolute freedom to do that. Never fought me on it. Always believed in me and supported me and helped me and encouraged me and she's honest too. Like she'll tell me if she's not mean about it, but she'll tell me if something doesn't work or if something could be better. She's just I love my wife so much. Like she's just amazing. But I know I'm going on and on about her, but the main point is like I want to give her that break now. Like she really wants her dream is acting. Like she's wanted to do that ever since she was a little girl, and she's really good at it. She's really talented, and the way that she provided for me, I want to give her that chance for the rest of her life. I mean she only had to do it for a couple of years until stuff started taking off enough where I could start to provide. Um, but even that to me is like too much. I want to be the provider, and it's not because like oh I'm a man and that's it's just because I love her so much and I love my kids, and I think it's important if you can. And of course disabilities things come up and sometimes it's not your fault, but like if you can, it's important to provide. Also, I grew up. My biological father wasn't a provider at all, and I saw firsthand when I was a really young child how much that really damaged my family. And ever since I was a kid, I just had decided I will never be like that. I'm going to be a provider. So I want to be able to do that for Christina. I want her to be able to have the financial freedom to be able to go and do her passion now. You know, it's her turn now. She's allowed me to do mine, and I still am continuing to do mine. But I wanna do that for her too, and she really deserves it. So that's why Daily Renegade's so important, and that's why we need a lot of subscribers, and we need donations. There's a donation thing on the very first homepage before you log in. Scroll down, there's donation. But I rely on that. I rely on you guys to be able to help support my family, and I know you guys got families that you got to support too. I totally get that, but every yearly subscription, every monthly subscription, it counts. And I know a lot of people subscribe to things like Netflix and Hulu and stuff, and I get it. I have some of those subscriptions myself. I like watching TV, but if you have a choice where it's like if you can't afford it, is there a streaming service that you are paying 10 months or $10 a month for right now that you can do without? I mean, is it worth it? And that's between you and God. I'm not trying to guilt trip anybody. I'm just that's something that we all should be asking. Could this money that I'm spending on this other thing that maybe I don't watch all that much, could that be better used towards a ministry that I believe in? And again, I use the word ministry kind of loosely because this is a ministry effort for me. I feel like I've been called to teach, and that's what I do. But it's not like a ministry on paper, so it's an LLC. Uh, so that's why your subscriptions mean so much to me. And it's not even just about the money. I mean, just your fellowship means a lot to me. I don't, out here in the real world, I don't really call a lot of people or talk to a lot of people, and I'm not lonely. I'm just really introverted, and sometimes people misinterpret that, and they think that I'm just like that. I just don't like it. If you don't call somebody for a while, sometimes they think that it's because you don't like them or you lost interest in them, and that's not it at all. It's just for you introverted people out there, you get it. I mean, months will go by, and it only seems like a week or two, and it's like, oh my gosh, I forgot. I love you. I absolutely love you, but I forgot. Uh, so what I really like about what we're building at Daily Renegade, it gives me fellowship that, and I hope that it does this for you too, because it gives me fellowship I don't have as much in the real world. I do have it. I'm not forsaking the fellowship or anything, but it's just being an introvert. You can only handle so much, like being out in public before you're just exhausted. And it's nothing against anybody. It's just that's how it is. Uh, but when it's like an online community, it's totally different. It's really easy for me to be active with everybody. And I know a lot of you out there because I've met a lot of you at conferences. And the thing that I hear more than anything else is I love these conferences because at my church, I'm the only one who believes in this stuff. I'm the only one in my church who knows the word Nephilim. So I know there's a lot of people out there, and maybe you're one of these people who you feel like you have a tough time fellowshipping with people, even if you're not introverted. But maybe you have a hard time fellowshipping with people on that deeper level because yeah, they're great Christians, they're great people, but you can't really talk to them about deep stuff because they just don't know. They don't know. They're not interested. They don't know how to handle it. And it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. We were all there at one point in our lives too, but it can be difficult. So Daily Renegade is a place where you can have that community, you can have that fellowship. That's what I've always wanted to build, and I think we're just at the beginning now, and the sky's the limit. It's really going to be up to you guys how much this can grow and hopefully, prayerfully, bless the world. That's the ultimate goal. So, well, I've been going on for a lot longer than I probably needed to. This was supposed to be just a quick 20-minute update, and we're almost at 43 minutes now, so I should probably uh, let you guys go. But that website again, dailyrenegade.com. Please go check it out. And please consider becoming a member if you're not. And if you were and you just got fed up with the website, again, I promise I understand. intimately. I really understand because I've had to deal with the website on the back end, and it is even more messy. It was awful. That's why we did away with them. I want to provide you guys with the best experience, and Uscreen is clean and easy, and it's excellent. So please go check it out. For you who are members, thank you so much for being members and for just supporting what we do and just being part of the community. Because again, I'm not just after your money. It's not that. I want to create a place where we can have censor-free fellowship. Years ago, we used to be able to have that on YouTube, but YouTube we don't have that anymore. So there's got to be some place that we can go and just interact with each other and have fellowship, or even if you don't want to interact and you just want some videos. You know, I want to make Daily Renegade something where everybody can get something out of it, and it's worth any contribution that they're putting into it. So again, dailyrenegade.com. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for everything, and yeah, we'll call it. Well, I think we'll call it there. I've been rambling enough. All right. Thank you so much. Love you all. Take care. God bless. Concerning the economically unstable times that we live in, it is a great idea to convert some of your savings into real money. Now, there is a big difference between real money and what we call money, which is actually just currency. So our dollar is currency, which fluctuates. Real money, on the other hand, like silver, for example, is a store of value over time. The best way to think of it is like this. If you had saved $1,000 in cash back in the late 60s, the late 1960s, that $1,000 would still be $1,000 technically, but it would buy you significantly less today due to inflation. Now, if you had saved that same $1,000 in silver back in the 1960s, today it would be worth around $28,000. So one of the best ways to protect your purchasing power is in real money, more specifically, silver. You can buy and have the metal shipped discreetly to your door, and what most people don't know is that you can actually convert your IRA or even a 401k into physical silver rather than having all of your life savings tied up in the paper fiat system, which is subject to hyperinflation. Go to dailyrenegade.com and click on the Cornerstone Assets Metals banner. This is the only company that I personally trust with this kind of thing. Click on that and sign up to get your free silver report today. One of the financial experts will speak with you to find out the best way to protect your savings going forward in these uncertain times.